Okay, good day, students. Welcome to Home Class TV. I read myself Aliwi Tosin. Hope you have a nice day. We are still on our topic, statistics, but this time around we are moving to grouped data. All the ones we've been doing before now are referred to as what? Ungrouped data. Now, when we are given data that are numerous in numbers and are different, we say we can what? Try to determine or measure their central tendency by grouping them. And in doing that, there are some things that we need to master which are very, very important. And in the course of my experience, treating wide past questions and also marking it, I realize that most of the problems students do have in this topic is their inability to know and interpret or determine the meaning of these listed items. Firstly, for you to be able to do well in this topic, you should be able to know how to construct your frequency table. That's the first thing. And again, you must be able to what? Recognize your class intervals. Also be able to determine your class mark that we also call what? The midpoint, which serves as our X in our calculation. You should also be able to decide the class size or the class width, which is denoted by C, or some textbooks materials also denoted by what? W. Also the class limits, the class boundaries, and also our what? Our cumulative frequency. Our inability to be able to decide and determine this will lead to what? Failure as far as this topic is concerned. So please, let's take it very, very serious as we try to see the meaning of each of these one after the other. So firstly, to determine when we have this kind of data that is ungrouped, now to make it grouped, we need to use our what? Our tally. In this question now, we're given the class intervals as 21 to 30, 31 to 40. Now to know the and so on and so forth. So to know how long our class intervals, the number of class intervals we are going to have, we need to decide what is the biggest number here. The biggest number here, let's see, is 96. Am I right? It's 96. Which means that the way we have 21 to 30, you can have from 21 to 30, 21 to 30, sorry, then you have 31 to 40, 41 to 50. Now, as you can see, you have 51 to 60, like that. If the biggest number is 80, it's like 70 something, you will stop at 80. If the biggest number is like 80 something, you stop at what? 90. And some questions will not give you your class intervals. You will be the one to decide and plan what your class interval is. Get a suitable class interval for yourself. Some questions may warrant that. Now let's proceed. Let's see numbers between 21 to 30. Let's see 21 to 30. You trace 21 to 30. This is 23. That's how you trace it out. 21 to 30, this is 26. You trace it out. I think you're having only 2. So you go by saying this and this what? 2. You pick the next one again, 31 to 40. You trace the numbers that are found that are within 31 to 40. You go by this. You can see this. Try to use different sign for it. 31 to 40. This is another one. 31 to 40. That's how you trace it. 31 to 40. This is another. 31 to 40. Another one. Another one. Another one. 31 to 40. So I think with that we're having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're having it this way: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we have this. So that's how you go about it. You trace your 41 to 50. When I take time to trace mine, my 41 to 60, if you trace it very well, your 41 to 60 will be 9. It will be 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 9. Trace very well. Your 51 to 60 will also be 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. You trace it the way I've traced the others. Now not to just take our time unnecessarily. Now 61 to 70, when I trace again, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So you trace it one by one like that. When you trace it correctly on your own, that's why I said get a pen yourself and follow. That's the best way to learn. Trace this one: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5, sorry. Then this is 6. This one is, you have 6 there. Why this you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and this you have 1, 2, 3. So that's how you go about that. With this now, you've consulted your relative frequency table. Ensure when you are trying to trace, use different signs. You can use asterisk, you can use triangle, you can use a rectangle sign, so that when you make mistake, you can retrace it easily. So with this now, we've gotten our frequency table. To be sure you are correct, the addition of this must be the summation, must be the total number of items you have there. 2 plus 6, 8, plus 9, that's 17, plus 9, that's 26, plus 11, that's 37, plus 6, that's 43, plus 4, that's 47, plus 3, that's 50. So summation F here is what? Is 50. Sorry. It's 50. And 50 tallies with the number of students in that class. So that gives you your what? Your frequency table. That's the first thing. And this is very, very important when you are not given your frequency table. You're not given your frequency table, you have to make it grouped by constructing your what? Your frequency table. So in our next class, we proceed where we talk about, with that now we've talked about frequency table. Next class now we've talked about what our class intervals. And take note, in our class intervals, okay, take note of that. We call this, okay, I have to say this, we call this the what? The lower class interval. The one this side is called the what? The lower class interval. Lower class intervals, okay, it's very, very important. And we call this what? The upper class interval. Upper class intervals, so we call this upper class intervals. So we call this the upper class interval. So we are mentioning lower class interval. You know we are referring to this group. And we call this what? The upper class intervals. And there are also the what? The limits. Yes, the limits. The limits. So let's take note of that. So under this class now, we'll be able to discuss how to construct your cumulative frequency. That is, if you are given a set of data that are not grouped. So for you to group it, you apply this using your class interval. I said some questions will give your class interval, while some questions will not give your class interval. You have to look for a suitable class interval for your solution. So on that note, we come to the end of this class. We meet again in our next class, where we'll be able to discuss at length about what class mark. How do we get our class mark? All these are what we need to know. I myself, Alewi Tosin. Take your pen, take your book, practice and learn. That is the best way to move forward. Thank you. Stay blessed.